Hello, we're back with part two of a medical system. I was talking about chances of crafting going wrong or messing up, and then a lower chance of crafting wasting materials. What does this have to do with medical system? The higher your pain is, the more your hands will, excuse me, your hands will shake, and that should increase your chance of failure to craft and even a higher chance of wasting your materials. This way, this will give use to painkillers as well. Have wild plants that grow, things like herbs and such, that we can craft into medicines, such as painkillers or antibiotics and such. Of course, this should go along with a first aid skill that would means your application of medical equipment's better and faster, along with a better understanding of medical stuff. Like, let's take for example, I mix red berries with purple berries. Now, let's say this makes painkillers. I have no first aid skill, so for me, it's going to say unknown medicine. It'll come. It'll look like the painkiller bottle, except it's green. It says unknown medicine because my first aid skill is not high enough to know it. It does have the painkiller effect, so it does lower my pain, but I don't know that. I don't understand if this will work or not. I don't know if it's going to hurt me, if it's going to help me, or do whatever. As well, another thing, these made medicine, this crafted medicine should have side effects. This depends on what's combined and everything, and this is on all speculation on if medical system is added. Um, Another thing, I know these extra hitboxes are gonna probably be a little difficult to handle, but I do think there should be hitboxes in your legs or arms and such. Another thing, I think, to go for realism, headshots should be a one-hit kill. This is all variant on weapon at range. I do think there should be bullet drop and travel time as well to make the game more realistic. Of course, this is all based on my opinion. I do think realism in the zombie survival genre would be a lot more fun than anything else. Anyway, back to the medical system. Bullet wounds and arrow wounds. Arrow, I can't talk now. Arrow wounds would be more dangerous than bullet wounds. Because, I mean, people can get shot in the head by a bullet and survive. The chance of it is low, and you do kind of need modern day medicine to survive. But it is possible to survive it. An arrow to the head, though, I have not heard of anyone surviving that. I'm sure it's happened to someone. Someone has probably survived an arrow to the head somehow, where it's gone through the brain and they've survived. I'm sure it's happened at least once, but I doubt it. Anyway, I would like to see arrow wounds. You needing to get that fixed, like it causes bleeding. Where how bad the bleeding is where it hits. If it's in the neck, it should cause major bleeding. Actually, it should cause critical bleeding because you have two major arteries going through your neck. Getting hit in the stomach and chest, that should cause major bleeding in the chest and excessive bleeding in the stomach and bleeding in the arms and legs. Of course, this does make bows overpowered as you have to take the arrow out and then patch yourself up. This does make bows overpowered. What should balance these out, though, is the lack of accuracy, as in you don't have no aimer for them. Really, I think the aimer, though, ruins the game in terms of realism for me. Um, I do think like a melee weapon should have a sort of crosshair though, because I do use a melee weapon when I'm looting and killing zombies. That is not really overpowered as melee weapons are a close range only thing, but we're not talking about that right now. But bows should be a little overpowered. What should balance them out though is their rate of fire, their lack of range, and their long travel time, along with the difficulty of aiming. Let's take Rust for example. The bow on that is not easy to aim. Now, once you do get used to it, of course, it's pretty easy to do. I'm able to hit moving targets with it right now at range. I'm getting better with it. But it's still not something you can pick up and immediately be good with, unlike the Unturned bow, which you have a freaking crosshairs for, which is, in my opinion, way overpowered. Either way, um, bullet wounds should also have an effect. You can choose to leave the bullet in or to take it out. Um, Currently, I have no examples for why taking out would be better. I could do this in a different, in like part 3 or something. Um, Maybe you cannot get to full health if you don't take the bullet out. How about that? How about you miss a little bit of your health? I'm not talking you get shot once by a 9mm in the foot and you don't take the bullet out and you lose like half your health. Like you cannot regenerate that, but I'm talking about let's say I got shot in the foot by a 9mm. I choose not to take the bullet out. I'm going to lose out of 100% health. I cannot regain 0.50%. Okay, actually, I now think of it, that's a bit overpowered. How about this? You cannot regain 0.050% of your health. That will be lost for the rest of your life, at least of that unturned life. When you die and get a new character, you'll be able to get back to full health. This is just a temporary solution. I would not recommend using that. But it's just a thought. But I would like to see this medical system added. It does have its flaws. It does need refining, but it's a start. I would love to see this medical system added, as I have yet to see a zombie survivor game with a proper medical system. DayZ, it has regenerating health a little bit. Blood bags and a few other items heal. Infestation, food and medical equipment like bandages and such. But that's not realistic really. In Rust, it's med kits. Kind of like a bunch of other games. But I would like to see a medical system for another reason. Is, of course, with realism. Because think about it. Real life for a moment. You get hit by a hammer. Like, I come up to you, I hit you in the arm with a hammer. What are you going to do? I mean, is a bandage really going to help? Is putting a bandage around your arm going to do anything? Now, if I cut you, sure, I can see it doing something, but I think that would cause more blunt force trauma than anything, and a bandage surely wouldn't help that. Anyway, I would like to see this medical system, or some sort of medical system added, an in-depth one. I will try to refine my medical system to being better, and I will get back in part 3. Let me know what you think of this medical system, as I would love to see some sort of in-depth form of it, along with injuries. I will do sickness at some point as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I plan on doing a part 3 at some point, so see you then.